So this video is going to be more addy than anything. So first off, I have a couple of titles to talk to you about. You saw them earlier. This is The Death of Amy Robson by Sarah Beth Watkins. Sorry if I said your name wrong. This was sent to me by the publisher, Coronis Books, also John Hawkins Publishing. I have worked with them many times. This is a look into what really happened to Robert Dudley's wife. If you are familiar with Tudor England, you will know that her death was kind of suspicious and nobody really knows what happened. This kind of provides you a little insight as to what really happened. And this is a note from the publisher. Was it an accident, suicide, or murder? Amy Rosbert, the wife of Elizabeth I's favorite, Robert Dudley, later Earl of Leicester. In September 1560, she was found dead, her neck broken, at the bottom of a flight of stairs at Cumnor Place. Amy was 28 when she died, and her marriage to Dudley had been one of great absence and loneliness. Some say she was ill. Others said that she was desperate. More sinister rumors talked of murder. In this book, we look at Amy's unsolved death and examine who had the motive to commit such a dark deed. So I have read this. It is very short, but it's very insightful. While it doesn't actually provide us with any for sure answer as to what happened to Amy, it is one of those books that gets you thinking and will make you want to look more into what really happened to her. Highly recommend. One thing I love about this publisher's books is that they're very easy and very simple to get into. They are nonfiction, but they do not read with that textbook-like manner that a lot of nonfiction do. So it is a great place. So this publisher is a great place to start if you are looking to get into more nonfiction books. And plus, their books are usually pretty short. This one is 68 pages, so again, very short read. Highly recommend. Here's another book by Coronis Books, who kindly sent me this one as well. This is Hermine, an Empress in Exile by Monique Bloch. I have read one of her other books that she put out last year, and it was very good. This one, I was not actually familiar with the story until I read this book. So this is the untold story of the Kaiser's second wife, and it takes place during the World Wars eras after the fall of Imperial Germany. Hermine Rosa of Gitz, I know I said that wrong, is perhaps better known as the second wife of the Kaiser, Emperor William II of Germany, whom she married shortly after death of his first wife, Augustus Victoria, while he was in exile in the Netherlands. She was then a widow herself with young children. She was known to be ambitious about wanting to return the power, and her husband insisted on her being called Empress. To achieve this goal, she turned to the most powerful man in Germany at the time, Adolf Hitler. Unfortunately, her dream was not realized, as Hitler refused to restore the monarchy, and with the death of William in 1941, Hermine was forced to return to her first husband's lands. She was arrested shortly after the end of the Second World War, and would die under mysterious circumstances, while under house arrest by the Red Army. I read this one again. Highly recommend it. It is very short. It's actually a bit longer than the one I just showed you. It is 160 pages, but it's very insightful, very informative about the restoration of Germany's monarchy and the failure of it, and it gives you a little bit more insight into Nazi Germany as told from more of the higher class at that time. These two titles, I do recommend them though for a little bit older readers. There's just some content. YA readers or young adult readers should be just fine with it. And the last book I have today is Taggers, Not Daughters by Samantha Mabry. I was on the initial tour for the hardcover release, and I am now on the tour for the paperback release. And this book was kindly sent to me by Algonquian young readers. This is a YA or young adult title, so it is recommended for readers above age 13. So, this book, the first time Anna Torres came back as a ghost, her sisters weren't there. A year after Anna's death, Jessica, Iridian, and Rosa, still consumed by the grief and haunted by her memory, start noticing strange things about the house. Laughter without a voice, shadows cast by nothing, and writing on the walls. None of them had ever seen Anna, but they know she's trying to send them a message, or maybe it's a warning. This book has been reviewed by a lot of people, and it is magical realism, so that means that the magic in here really does not make sense. Magical realism means that it's magic incorporated into daily life, and it's just kind of accepted. It's not really a genre that I tend to gravitate towards, but whenever I first read this one, I was kind of drawn in. This book has been compared to Little Women, and I agree, because it's more about the family bonds than the magic. I really enjoyed getting to know the sisters and seeing them trying to move on after their sister's death and trying to just keep everything together. In fact, this book has been called a magical Little Women for our times. And let's see what else to say about it. Oh, I hadn't opened this for a while. And you can see a picture of the sisters, which is kind of cool. I like the color in it. And again, this is a YA book, so that means it's recommended for ages 13 and up. And just remember, with YA, there is going to be content in it because half of YA readers are actually adult. So this book is out in both paperback and hardcover right now, and highly recommend if you are into a little bit of magic but not full on fantasy, and if you are looking for a story about family and grief and trying to move on and keep it all together, I guess. Okay. Alright, so I would like to thank these two publishers for sending me these books for free, and my reviews are on my other channel and on my Goodreads page as well. So hopefully something here interests you. So we have 2 non-fictions, 2 fictions, and if they catch your fancy, pick them up from your favorite bookseller today. And I will catch you in the next one. And Bandit keeps trying to jump in every time I film. He actually broke my last camera, so now he can have his moment to shine. And now he's leaving, of course.